Good afternoon, everybody. You're listening to WHITradio.org, coming to you from Hudson County Schools of Technology. You're listening to Tunchi and Friends. I'm your host, Jason Morrell. Today on the show, we got a special guest, Javier. Say hi to the people. We got Miguel,
Tunchi,
Andrew, and Ahmed. Today, recent news of a tragedy out in Texas came up. Military base Fort Hood was attacked. Somebody went on a shooting spree. Miguel, could you fill us in on that?
Someone got an interview on the base yesterday, and they basically said there's 4 confirmed dead people, 16 still wounded, and they said it has no ties to terrorism, but they're not leaving that out. The shooter was supposedly was getting tested to see if he had PTSD. So it's kind of controversial that you're testing someone that has PTSD, and he's carrying weapons around base.
Can I just ask, what is PTSD so we can inform the viewers?
Post-traumatic stress disorder. It's something really common soldiers get after war. So you guys think that veterans, when they come back from war, do they get the treatment that they deserve?
Myself personally, I don't think all veterans get the treatment they deserve. Veterans who get psychological wounds, because that's something that you can't even really see in a person. It's like you can see when a person is disabled by war, if they get amputated limbs or something, and those people get the treatment that they get. But someone who suffers from PTSD is not something you can really see. It's not like we always think of. Like the stereotype of PTSD is guys who run around having flashbacks to the war and they're paranoid of stuff. But it's also something that could just quietly fester, and so a person might not even know. And like Miguel, you said, the dude's currently being tested. I don't think he should be left to just roam around in public if they really think he's got this disorder with him. Andrew, you got something to say?
Well, it happens 2009. And, of course, this suspect probably have a mental problem from the war he has. And he probably went out of control for this and shooting random people. Maybe he has mental illness and something cannot be stopped.
Ahmed?
What do you call it? This is the second time this happened, so I think they need to get things straight. They shouldn't allow someone with any kind of mental disorder to carry a weapon with them. I don't personally think it's his fault for having a weapon. I think it's whoever left him alone. You should never leave someone alone having a mental disability, something like that. You could hurt people, and I think you said 4 people died, so that's wrong. You're not gonna get the lives of those lost back. So.
I mean, I don't think just because he has PTSD, let's snatch his weapons, let's lock him in a room. But I just think that they should have had more people, looking at this guy. They should have therapists talking to him. Just he was still getting tested. How long does it take to test him? It's something that has to get dealt with faster than it usually does.
Yeah.
And I honestly just think. I know people in the military. I know for a fact that they don't even, when they're sent to Iraq, they really don't have therapists over there talking to them. They have no one to talk to, They can't sleep at night. It just, they really just don't get as much attention as they need.
Javier, do you want to say something on this?
Sure. It's a bad situation. It's just really bad. It's tough. It's obviously it looks like soldiers don't get the right treatment, apparently. It's a bad situation, It's bad.
Well, thanks for that input.
Thanks for that
very
enlightening
insightful
opinion. Quite in depth. All right, so moving on to some lighter news. Baseball season is completely underway. We had a full slate of game yesterday. Every single team played. I hope everybody caught their favorite teams playing.
Lost again.
So the Yankees are off to an 0-2 start.
Yes,
to the
and
Astros.
so does the Mets.
Yep.
And And the only highlight of the thing is we saw Derek Jeter. He got a farewell. He began his farewell tour, and his first stop in Houston. He did get a lot of gifts, including sets of golf clubs, and cowboy hat and a cowboy customary boots, and he did get it's all the gift from former Yankee pitchers Roger Clemens and Andy Pettitte.
Yeah, well, they still lost to the Astros. So.
I know, but it's only 160 games left, Jason.
It's plain more to lose.
There's no things to worry about.
Miguel, we all know you're a Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
Proud. You got how's their season going on?
I was pretty happy. Our pitching's been pretty good so far. Lackey had a great start until Nelson Cruz, just wrecked them with that homer, just like he did to Lester. But it's been 2 good starts for the starting pitchers on the Red Sox. We finally actually got good hitting with runners in scoring position. So it was a pretty good game. Mike Napoli, Ortiz pitched in with those homers. Dustin Pedroia was just on fire. It was 4 for 5. Amazing diving catch he made. Got that out at first. It was a good game overall.
I had the unfortunate pleasure of watching the Mets get spanked by the Nationals.
And the Yankees lost to the Astros.
Jesus,
we already went over that, Skippy.
I know. Only 160 games left. No need to worry.
Yeah, plain more to lose, Skippy. This is.
You can't really be mad. The Nationals are a nice team. They had a really down season last year.
All because of Bryce Harper.
Yeah, Bryce Harper seems to be in great shape. Dude showed up to spring training looking like a lumberjack. The only bright spot for the Mets so far, Curtis Granderson still doesn't have a hit. David Wright has had a rough start. It's only 2 games, but Juan Lagares has had a nice spring and a pretty good first 2 games. So it looks like he's got a nice future ahead of him, and he'll be a nice little bright spot.
Yeah, and of course, those Yankees pitchers starting rotation, they're off to a struggle. CC gave us 6 runs at the first 2 innings of the opening night, and Kuroda, although he pitched 6 solid innings, the Yankees have lack of run support.
I'll give CC a little bit of credit. A terrible start, obviously, just horrible. Yeah. But after the first 2 innings, he pretty much settled down the hitting. He didn't give up any more runs or anything. So, at least he got better during as the game went on.
Yeah. The Yankees doesn't have much offense to add run support for the pitching.
So what was the point of signing Brian? Who's the Braves catcher? They signed Brian McCann, I think.
Yeah, Brian McCann.
And Jacoby Ellsbury. They got Mark Teixeira back. You can't exactly say they don't have much offense. And
There's literally 3 drops in here. Just a little bit.
I think that wraps up the show for today. Once again, you've been listening to
I'm not trying to.
Tune to your friends. Today on the show, we discussed the Fort Hood tragedy and a little bit of baseball recap. Once again, I'm your host, Jason Morrell. Today on the show, we had a guest, Javier, Miguel, Andrew, and Ahmed. Thank you guys for listening. Wow. Yeah.
That was bad. Yeah. But why do we?
Tunchi and Friends. Is that it?
Tunchi and Friends.
Wait, that's it?
That's all. Turn on the sound.